This is the Winning Rotation podcast hosted by Kendall and Alfred. The goal of each episode is to build the best list possible for whatever topic. If the topic is fruits, I'm trying to put together a better collection of fruits than Alfred or our guests. We build our rotations in two phases, a draft and a free agency auction. In the draft phase, we get 5 picks each, snake style. So whoever has the first pick in the first round will go last in the next round, so on and so forth. Once each person has filled out their starting 5, we move on to the free agency auction. We all get a fixed dollar amount to spend, and we'll take turns nominating items to bid on. It's completely open bidding, and the item goes to the highest bidder. We keep the auction going until we've all made 3 additions to our list. At the end, we go through our lists and discuss who built the winning rotation. Alright. Yo, it's the winning rotation. Just me and Alfred today. But we're going to talk about guest verses on Kanye West songs. Alfred, if you want to explain a bit more about what that means.
Yeah, so a couple rules that I had written down are we're only considering songs from solo albums, and Good Fridays, which if you guys don't know what that was, he was coming out with a song every Friday for 2-3 months maybe.
Maybe there was that fall, right, for the rollout for Dark Fantasy.
Mm-hmm. And then so no Cruel Summer or Watch the Throne or Kids See Ghosts or Child Rebel Soldier. To me, just real quick, this isn't one of the rules. Kanye is my favorite rapper of all time. Not saying I agree with anything he's going through now. Dude is crazy, but his music to me is fire.
Yeah,
maybe not so much still, but still fire.
I mean, yeah, I texted you earlier. I was like, does he even have new features on his last 2 albums? Because I didn't really listen to it. And to me, I've just kind of tuned him out. But to act like he probably wasn't the most important artist to me growing up, to act like that isn't true, I'd be lying, right?
Yeah,
he's probably our generation's Michael Jackson, right?
I would agree, but there's gonna be a lot of people calling you an actual clown.
Yeah, I mean, musically, and everyone wanted to emulate. I mean, you can see his influence today, in anything that dude does. That dude breathes. Everyone loves to breathe. It's just crazy. And I don't know. I don't want to get too much into what we think of Kanye and whatnot, but I think this is a cool episode because we started discussing this before we even thought about doing a podcast, and this was over the holidays. I think I was just for you guys that don't know, Alfred and I, whenever we're together, I feel like we just kind of rank shit.
We do this.
We essentially do this. And I had actually started putting together a playlist of my favorite verses by other people on Kanye songs. So makes sense that we do this on the podcast. And I think I was surprised that I was able to find as many as I do.
Yeah.
There's some ones we might disagree on, and I definitely have some of my do not draft.
Also, real quick, I was gonna say we are gonna probably read off some of our favorite lines. So if you're a kid, there's gonna be profanity in this one.
I forgot we gotta do AKs. It's your boy Kendall, aka Hot Take Hove. I'm real at this yapping. Shout out Jay-Z. Shout out Joe Budden.
It's Alfred, aka the Butler. No Batman. Did I use that one before?
I don't know. We can't repeat these, but all right. I'm gonna do the coin flip right now. As always, tails never fails, and it is heads. I'll go second.
All right. That's fine. So my first pick, man.
Man.
I'm gonna pick to me on my list. I don't really have a lot of bad ones, and so I'm gonna pick. You might know what I'm gonna pick actually, and it might be questionable to you, but I don't care. From the song "Drive Slow," Registration.
Huh.
Paul Wall.
Hey, that one's fire. Shout out Paul Wall. I thought he was Chinese.
What?
Huh? Man, I'm gonna have to bleep this part out, but that dude.
A couple lines I had on this one. It's a star-studded event when I valet park, opening up my mouth and sunlight illuminates the dark.
That's the one I was gonna say.
And I also had a young Houston hard hitter all about the Skrilla riding something candy coated crawling like a caterpillar. Those were a couple of the memorable ones for me. You might think a lot of people probably think Paul Wall's whack, but Drive Slow is such a dope song to me, and this verse was super fire, and it's Paul Wall, so
Yeah, dude, Paul Wall, like, people disrespect him, I think. That dude actually, and that verse was, it was just it was perfect for him, basically.
mhm.
And I, knowing Kanye, he probably made that beat in mind, or with Paul Wall in mind. Like, I don't know, Paul Wall's, I feel like with him, it's like the style and cadence too, right? Like his bars aren't, like he's not coming with crazy metaphors or similes, but like,
He fits the song.
yeah. And to me, like, that's not, you guys will see from like what I'm picking. Like, I'm not, like, there was once a time when I was just like into fucking like lyrical miracle rap, but like, dude, if you just say some shit with your chest and like the shit sounds believable, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
that's all it is. And that verse to me, I did not have it up that high,
Mhm.
but I'm not mad at it at all.
Yeah, I mean, I had some other ones like this. This is probably my favorite one, but I do have some other ones. But I don't like. I'm not gonna. There's not another Paul Wall one, but there might be some rappers that I mentioned a few times. We'll see. So if you want to go ahead and get your back to back,
Yeah. You might not like this one. I mean, you definitely like this one, but I don't know if you would pick it this high. And I actually got to go pull up the lyrics just in case. But I'm going to go with Touch the Sky, Lupe Fiasco.
I had that on my list. I'm not mad. I love Lupe Fiasco. I think I mentioned before I went to go see him. It's a dope song.
Shout out Food and Liquor.
Yeah, this is another one from Late Registration. So
And I was like, for many years, I'd always thought like Late Registration wasn't that tight. But I don't know. There's two off the bat already. Like, I know we're not picking good, like, the best Kanye songs to us, but like, I don't know. This one might have been super fire.
yeah, Late Registration's probably not in my top 3 favorite Kanye albums. But I did have that one like on my list somewhere. So I can't be mad at it.
Yeah.
Did you have any lines that you had?
Yeah, I mean, he opens it up with like, guess who's on third? Lupe's still like looping the third, here like ear till I'm beer on the curb, and it's a dope video. Shout out Tracy Ross and Nia Long, not Pam Anderson. Fuck her. stupid ass barbed wire tattoo. The hell out of here.
Shout out T Mac though, you got that one.
T Mac's the only person with a barbed wire tattoo that I respect.
Yeah.
Everyone else could get the hell out of here. All right, on the back to back. See, there's one that I don't think you're gonna take, so I might just grab it later.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go ahead and do I'm gonna go ahead and do. Damn, this one's tough. I'll do Ultralight Beam Chance.
Okay. I'm not mad at that one. From the Life of Pablo. Saw that one live as well, but no Chance the Rapper.
I've never I saw Chance the Rapper live actually.
He came to my school actually when I first started. Shout out Cal Poly Pomona. He did a Bronco Fusion my first year there.
Is that like your guys's like
their like
your festival type thing?
Yeah, that they have at the beginning. Yeah.
Was he the dopest person or like biggest person that came through?
That year, yeah. Also, forgot who else we had, but my year is there, yeah. Or actually, Tinashe.
She performed at UW too. I seen her.
Yeah, but I think we only got her because her dad is a professor.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, so you
Hey,
still.
shout out to Nasha. She kind of looked like a.
Shout out
All
to
right,
Nashe though. We might cut
this
some
was
of that out.
this was getting censored.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But yeah, Chance's verse. I just felt like I remember I actually left class, I think, to go watch the Pablo like premiere.
Mm.
I think they were in New York. Were they at MSG? I don't remember. They were live streaming that shit.
Uh-huh.
And in like typical Kanye fashion, that shit was like chaotic. It was a mess. The audio was terrible and stuff. But then like Chance, who like at the time was probably in my top 5 favorite rappers, like at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you hear him come in and like you have that moment of like, is that who I think it is? You know?
Mm-hmm.
But he did his fucking thing on there. Like that to me is it's probably not Chance's best. I don't know if you're super familiar with his discography. It's probably not his best verse of all time, but
Yeah.
it's up there. And I'm trying to think. Oh, when he said treat the demons just like Pam. I mean, I fuck with your friends, but damn Gina, I've been this way since Arthur was Anteater. Like, man, shout out Arthur. Shout out Martin. Oh, and my daughter looked just like Sia. You can't see her. That was tight. Except we do see his daughter now. That's what we'll be posting her all the time.
Yeah. I'm definitely not mad at that. All right, so I'm gonna pick from College Dropout, JIV, Never Let Me Down. You thought that one was whack?
That's terrible.
You're
You're
crazy.
all of the and the spiritual no.
That shit was fire.
That
might be crazy.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's fire.
Are you sure you got the right J from that song?
Oh yeah. I had both of them listed, but JIV, man, that when he's talking about man,
On the particular path.
I too dream in color and in rhyme, so I guess I'm one of a kind in a full house. Because whenever I open my heart, my soul, or my mouth, a touch of God rains out. Come on, man, that's fire.
Is that the part where at the end? Is that the end of his verse?
Yeah, that's like his very
like,
last.
Rains out. The motherfucker sound like Rafiki. Like,
dude, that was fire. You're crazy,
dude.
It's not really like it's almost more talking than a verse, I would say. But I don't think it's whack. That's what makes these lists dope, man. We don't agree on everything. That's fire.
That was on my do not draft.
You're crazy. The next I have 2 that I want to pick, which kind of sucks because you probably didn't even have you didn't have that one. But I'm gonna just say this one because it's one that me and you personally reference a lot. I'm gonna go with from Good Friday, Pusha T. Money drive you crazy. Look at Marbury's handle. Vaseline face reminiscent of my tires. Ice cream paint job. Something like Briars.
Something like Briars. Dude, that one as even the beginning as Ye flips the piano.
Move swings like a change of a channel. It's heating up like we wrapped them in flannel.
Selling kilos to your iPod Nano.
Yeah.
Which is not possible. Like, first off, let me just say, I don't think you could message people on an iPod Nano.
Definitely not, but we understood it. Dude, we talk about, I don't know why I mean, it's a dope verse, obviously, but we talk about that verse like all the time, probably more than we should. And that was
that motherfucker said Briars instead of
Dryers. Okay, so ice cream enthusiast. So look, Dryers is better than Briars. So there's a big difference.
Dryers, if you're listening, Dryers is the same thing as Eddie's or whatever. I think on the East Coast, but okay. It's the barrel.
The standing up barrel, yes.
Briars is the tub.
That got the barrel that got pushed over, yeah, with the green leaf. Dryers is better than Briars. And if you think otherwise, Aaron, you're crazy. Good Friday. I remember when that song came out, man. I love that song. That's possibly my favorite Good Friday song. And also, I will say Pusha T's very underrated. He's fire on everything. I think he Might get mentioned again today, but we'll see.
No comment, but you know that Pusha T is one of my favorite rappers ever. So I'm not mad at it at all. It's a verse. It's not my favorite Pusha T verse on the Kanye song. But I do like it a lot.
Yeah, we might.
So you'll see. You'll see.
Yeah, and I got 3. I got one from College Dropout, one from Late Registration, one from Good Friday. We didn't have to do it like that, but it just turned out that way.
It's my turn right now.
Yep.
All right, let me pull up the lyrics again. I should have written down the bars that I wanted to say before this.
I had some written down.
I'm going to go with Jay-Z, Never Let Me Down, but his second verse at the end of the song.
Like after everything.
After when Kanye's like, oh no, we ain't done yet.
We ain't finished.
Yeah, whatever he says.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, that was something like as a kid, I actually had skipped over.
You thought it was finished?
Yeah, I thought it was finished. But when I got older, I like circled back to that, and I was like, dude, I don't know, Hove was going off. And my favorite part is he said, built the rock from a pebble, pedal rock before I met you, pedaled bikes, got my nephews pedal bikes because they special. Like, I don't know. That one was fire.
Because every fourth quarter, I
like the Mike Jordan
them. Yeah.
Number 1 album is what I got, like 4 of them. More of them on the way. The 8th wonder on the way. Dude.
Never Let Me Down.
Dissing Jay will get you maced. Come on, man. I can't believe you picked J.I.V. over Hove.
Right, it was dope. You listened to the J.I.V. growing up. You didn't listen to the Hove.
I mean, I listened to the first Hove. I'd still take the first Hove over the J.I.V.
J.I.V. The people.
We are all here for a reason on a particular path.
Come on, man.
He was Rafiki, dude.
Dude, like, Kanye was setting himself up for what he does now.
I don't know what J.I.V. looks like. Do you?
I saw him earlier. He's like
I've been imagining Jay Holiday. So the singer, not Justin or Drew or J. Rue.
Nah, J.I.V. looks like Penny Hardaway mixed with
Tinashe
Bentley. No. Not Tinashe.
Oh, shout out Farnsworth Bentley. Oh no, Farnsworth Bentley.
Shout out G's to Gents. I mean, J.I.V.'s not like a rapper. He's more like a poet, I feel like.
Yeah, so, I don't know. I still don't understand why you would pick that one.
It's tight.
I don't know.
Shout out J.I.V.
All right, that was my third. Let me go add my fourth right now. And I'm going to go with, I don't know. People are going to listen to this and like, I mean, I don't think anyone is going to fight us over this, but we're probably not saying some things that people argue are the best of all time.
Yep.
So, but I am probably going to go Pusha T, So Appalled right now.
I had that on mine, but since I got the other one, then I'm okay with it.
Yeah, a 500,020 is like $1 billion where I'm from. Oh, I speak the gospel, hostile. Tony doing time for what he did to nostrils.
Pusha T's
dude. Man, people listen, when Push had that beef with Drake, people were disrespecting Pusha T because they see the sales numbers and think that determines who the better rapper is. There is no debate about who the better rapper is. Drake is like
it's not even close.
Drake is a pop star, right? And I will give him that. He is very famous, very rich. No one's arguing against that, right? Like, that's the thing is, like, if you're arguing with Drake fans about Pusha T, they'll always bring out those numbers. But, like, we don't care about that stuff. Pusha T doesn't care about that stuff. But, yeah, shout out Push. That verse, super, super, super fire.
We both got a Pusha T verse.
Yeah, and if you guys have been skipping over Pusha T verses on Kanye songs, go back and listen to those because there's a lot of them. We're not picking Kids See Ghosts, but I did listen to Kids See Ghosts for the first time maybe last month, 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I've been tuning Kanye out for a minute, but I checked that out, and I don't know, Push fucking killed the feature that he had. I think it's the first song.
You listen to Daytona or no?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I own the CD. I own the tape. I own,
Okay,
like,
no, I'm just making sure because you say you tune. I mean, it's different, obviously, but they were all like his projects or
I
whatever.
listened. Yeah. Where I'm at with Kanye is I don't care what he has to say.
Right,
So
right,
like
right.
I've been I've been listening to I'll listen to stuff he produces and stuff, and like I listened to the Nas project, the Tiana Taylor one, but yeah, I just haven't really been listening to Kanye
And
because like
uh,
there's no like verse he's going to spit that like you know what I'm saying.
mhm,
Like
that
there's
you
there's a
care about.
difference,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Um.
Daytona, I don't know if you like really mess with that, but to
Yeah,
me,
yeah. It's fire.
um, and it was like the perfect size, 7 songs. I know they were doing that for like all the albums, but
Hmm.
7 songs, 7 quick ones, and like again, it's just like no wasted lines. Pusha T saying something important in every single verse. Um, I don't know. To me, probably years from now. I don't like calling things classics like a couple years after they come out, but like years from now,
You can see
that'll
it
probably
already.
be in my like favorite albums of all time.
Yeah. I'm gonna give a shout out real quick to one we can't pick because it was on Cruel Summer. New God Flow. Um, Pusha T's verse on that was crazy. He
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't piss on you
Two
with
two
Grand
verses.
Marnier. Yeah.
Shitty shopping at Tarjay.
All right. Um.
Yeah, you got to the back to back to finish up your top five.
Yep. Um. All right. So I'm gonna pick first. Let's see. I got some options. Damn, there's a lot of good ones still. This is crazy. Ah,
Yeah, I'm glad you picked that JIV one. Otherwise, we might not argue.
gotta be true to myself, man. All right, so I'm gonna go back to College Dropout again, and
I know what you're picking. I think.
nah, you don't. Um, this is it might be my favorite Kanye song ever. It was just always relatable to me at the time working some bullshit jobs. I'm going with the GLC Spaceship or his verse on Spaceship. Uh, when he was talking about in the mall till 12 when my schedule has said 9, putting the pants on the shelves, waiting patiently. I ask myself where I want to go, where I want to be. Life is much more than running in the streets. Holla at Ye, hit me with a beat, put me on my feet. Sounds so sweet. That song, like I worked grocery stores, retail. That I did a college project on this song just because I worked those nonsense jobs. But that verse was dope. That whole song is dope. I wish I had a spaceship to fly away right now to somewhere where there's no coronavirus.
Yeah, no shout out to the Rona.
Nope, fuck the Rona.
Yeah,
And if you're listening to this in 2030, man, imagine your life right now with no sports or anything in it. You can't go anywhere. It's crazy.
this is why we're making the podcast because we got nothing else to
Honestly,
do,
yeah.
man.
Oh, did you have anything to say about the verse actually, or the song?
Um, no, GLC had the better verse. I don't know if you were considering the other one.
Well, I put
You like the whole song, so
yeah, but
uh,
I had the GLC one as my like
yeah.
the
All right,
one I was
we
like,
could talk about it later.
okay.
But yeah, and GLC had a dope voice. Like, uh, do you kind of know what I'm saying? Like, had a very unique voice because he was on a. You might say this one later too, but Drive Slow.
Mm. Yeah, GLC was on quite a few Kanye songs and vice versa. So
He when I was a kid though, I thought it was Slim Thug and not GLC.
uh
He
huh,
kind of sounds like Slim Thug.
I can see it or
Like he
hear
has
it,
that
I
slow,
guess.
laid back flow and the low voice, or the deep voice.
Hmm.
But I'm not mad at that verse at all. That song is very good. Probably one of the more underrated Kanye songs too.
I
Um,
would say so, but it's like one of my favorites. So yeah,
I'm not mad at it. I had it in my second tier.
that
So
verse, the GLC.
yeah. But I have some verses that I think are like complete fire
Hmm.
in my second tier. So like my second tier is not bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
I
just tried to narrow down. I tried to narrow down like 8
yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
my tier one
Of
because like
course,
if I walked away with those 8,
then you feel like you did what
I
you're
got
supposed to.
everything I wanted. Yeah.
You probably got everything you wanted so far. To be honest with you.
Yep. I mean, you took Pusha T on Good Friday. I would have taken pretty early,
Yeah.
but
Um.
all right, go ahead and round out your thing.
All right. So I'm gonna go with from a song that's already been mentioned, and I actually think that like there's like 3 verses that could have got picked from this one. So I'm going with from So Appalled.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you thought I was going with nah, Sci-Hi to Prince. You thought that one was what? That was
That was on my do not draft.
You're crazy. All this.
Dude.
You thought I was going with Jay? No,
Matt
listen.
Leinart.
Yeah, Trojan in my pocket, Matt Leinart. But he said I met this girl on Valentine's Day, fucked her in May. She found out about April, so she chose to March. Dude, you're crazy if you think that one was whack.
That is whack.
No,
you sound like
I had every verse from that song to possibly get drafted.
Dude, I hate Sci-Hi. There is one verse from Sci-Hi I'll shout out later as being memorable. We actually, it'll tie back into a previous episode, but the Soul Paul verses, I hate Sci-Hi's delivery because he'll like say a bar that has a metaphor or some shit, and then he'll laugh. He'll be like, ha, ha. Like,
Sci-Hi is dope.
I hate that fool.
Yeah, that's just your preference though. Sci-Hi is dope. I don't know if I had him on another one, but
Tiger Woods don't make me grab iron.
It's fire, dude.
Dude.
I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about.
Like, that was the weakest verse in that song.
Yeah, all the verses were strong on that song though. There wasn't a bad one.
Yeah, why'd you pick this one then?
What? It's not
I know I picked the best one, but
gotta have some variety, man. I picked 5 different people. Hey, go ahead, man. Okay. You might pick one about sodium, man. I don't know.
Oh no. I got some feedback on that one already, so
that one might be on one of my lists, not saying which one.
I'll give you so Paul. Sci-Hi. I'm not mad at it. I just think he's kind of
You just don't like him.
Yeah, sure. If it was another rapper,
if Pusha T said the same thing,
I'd be like, yeah, super fire.
That's
to be honest.
Come on, man.
Pusha T was talking about Matt Leinart.
I love sports references too in any song. I love.
Shout out Wale. Wale's super good at that shit.
Turn bucks to ducks. Luke Rittenhour. Shout out.
All right, let me finish up my 5. Let's see. Oh, I can get my top 5 actually.
Tight.
I'm gonna do Cameron on Gone.
Oh, okay. I had that on mine.
I mean, I love Cameron. I got a lot of Cameron merch. I got shout out my homie Matt. He came through with the artwork for my birthday from some local artists. Shout out to her. She killed it. It's Cam in the pink fur. Cam just, I don't know. Cam had bars, and that verse.
Killer Cam, killer who?
Killer Cam, hustler, grinder, gorilla. He.
I don't know.
That was tight. No, man. Because it was like quintessential Cam, right? Like that was his style, right? He had a mix of both. Like he could make a random joke, and then the next bar is like he'll just pop your brains out. And like to me, that's always been super fire. And like just even on a technical level, like he was so good at rhyming. Let me find. Dude, the whole verse is good. Man, I don't know. This whole verse is tight, dude.
You thought that was the best verse on the song?
Yes. I will shout out Kanye's.
The very end? Is that the part you're talking?
No.
The first one?
In the beginning, when he was like, said he couldn't rap now, he at the top with Doobie Long, because I dookied on, and he song that they threw me on.
Yeah.
That one was tight. Let me find Cam though. Oh, yes, I know you want to see my demise. Yeah, you church boy acting like a thief in disguise. Ain't even my size. See the greed in my eyes. Ask Abby, I hustle, brought weed to the shy. And that ain't even a lie. Please believe me. Gave Wheezy a piece of the pie. And you can ask George or Regina. The whole west side I explore with the Beamer. Dude, come on, man. The other verses are also very good. You might, it might come up again. So I don't want to say it.
Yep. That rounds out both of our lists. Should we just recap before we go to a break?
Yeah, you want to go first?
Yep. All right. So I got Paul Wall's verse on "Drive Slow" from Rate Registration. Got Jay Ivy, "Never Let Me Down," College Dropout. Pusha T's verse on "Good Friday" from the Good Friday series. GLC Spaceship, uh, College Dropout. I wrote College Registration. That was an accident. College Dropout. Sahai to Prince, So Appalled is my last one. You just don't like Sahai.
Man, we'll talk about it. But you already hit two on my
You just said it was fire. You just don't like him.
um I don't know. It's his delivery. Like if he said all that shit differently and didn't like laugh at his own lines,
I mean, it does make a difference. Like
his like
delivery,
I was
obviously.
well his delivery to me is like when you repost like your own tweet. Like you're retweeting your own tweet to like bump it. Like you want people to realize that you said that thing.
Like something funny.
Yeah, it's just like you know what I'm saying? It's like he wants the world to know that he just said Trojan in my pocket, Matt Leinart or whatever. Like, anyways, I'll go through my five. I had Lupe on Touch the Sky, Chance the Rapper on Ultralight Beam, Jay Z's end of last verse on Never Let Me Down. It's at the end. Keep listening to that song because Kanye says they're not finished yet. Then I had Pusha T on So Appalled and Cameron on Gone.
Not mad at either list. You don't like mine, but I'm not mad at it.
I just thought you would go for some others, but I know you're picking stuff that is important to you, so
Yeah.
except for So Appalled. You, the hell's wrong with you?
You were more mad at the other one. For initially, I feel like.
Oh, J Ivy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's weak.
All right.
All
All
right,
right.
let's go. Can't believe you picked J Ivy second overall.
Jay Ivy.
You don't believe with a bone in your body.
Bro, I'm religious. I go to church. I didn't eat meat yesterday, bro. Cut that back. I didn't eat meat, man. I'll pick Jesus as king, bro.
Dog, if you picked Chance the Rapper too, that verse was very religious as well. Like,
Did already.
I know, but if you had picked you could make one all about God.
I need to pick.
And I would fucking laugh so hard.
Background singer on Jesus Walks.
Dude, that song might be whack.
Bro, because you're not religious. I'm telling your mom, bro.
Yo, welcome back. Free agency round. We're going to go ahead and then try to fill out 3 more spots on each of our rotations. Since we're going reverse of the draft order, I'll get to nominate a verse first. And let me think about this one. I'm going to go with Slow Jams, Twista for 10.
It's a good one. I had it on mine, but uh, I'm not gonna pick it actually, or I'm not gonna bid for that actually.
I'm not gonna try and say any lyrics from it. I'm gonna just say that right now. It
But
would be a disservice to Twista.
do you know the lyrics though? You must know somewhat, right? Like,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
you
yeah.
wouldn't have picked it if you.
Yeah, he talks about the whispers. He talks about Teddy Pendergrass and doing something to someone's ass to Teddy Pendergrass. Come on.
Like it was fire. Like I don't know. It was just like super memorable to me. But the most memorable was Kanye West's light skinned friend looked like Michael Jackson, dark skinned friend looked like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, Twista's verse, like the fact that like they even did like a skit in the middle of the song to introduce Twista.
I can't do it that fast, but I know someone who can.
Yeah, Twista is like, and Twista's not like, I will say, I don't like fast rapping is like a party trick to me.
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't think it's that dope when people like I'm not impressed by it when a lot of people do it. You have to be like rapping fast and like saying something
Lyrical.
important.
Yeah.
And also just like yeah, because you could rhyme a bunch of shit really fast in however long, um, and it comes out like on beat and everything. But like Twista like rode that beat and said important stuff, and like he gave the beat room to breathe too. Like he would stop in the middle, to let the sample play through. So I don't know. Shout out Twista. Shout out Slow Jams.
Yeah. I'm
Jamie
mad at
Foxx. That was not everything he did on that song was not draft eligible, but shout out to him there too. He was just singing. Names of musicians.
Shout out Marvin Gaye, Luther Vandross, Anita Baker. All right. I'm gonna pick one. I'm only gonna put $1 on it because I don't think you're gonna bid for it. And it's more iconic than it might be. I don't think it's whack, but I might need something like this on my list because I know you're not gonna pick it. $1. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy Monster, Nicki Minaj.
All right, I'm gonna be like,
I know you don't like it, so
no, no,
just
no, 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 no,
just give me for $1.
no, no. I'm gonna let you have it. I'm saying because of what you've picked so far, I wasn't gonna be surprised if you had picked another verse from that
Oh, Jay
from
Z.
that song.
Jay Z had the worst verse of the three, but I mean, this was like pretty much when Nicki was exploding. And she was on this verse. She had all the voices. It was a little gimmicky, I would say, but I mean, it was still dope. Uh, I mean,
People say it's like the greatest verse on that album, or like the greatest. People have said that I'm pretty sure that it's like the greatest guest verse on a Kanye or a song like ever. And I disagree, right? And like
uh,
obviously you do too.
well, I didn't
But
pick it right away, so
yeah, yeah. But like I'm not going to downplay like the impact it had. Like it kind of, I won't say it broke the internet because I don't remember if it did, but it definitely was like everyone was talking about it.
yes, I think this album came out. I was coaching high school basketball. It was girls basketball. Man, they thought this was like the biggest thing ever, and I'm like, there's other good songs. Like Monster's not my favorite song. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean the impact that that one verse had on, to me, Kanye's greatest album of all time is crazy. So I mean I feel like it would be a disservice not to pick it. Like it was gonna
That
get
was
mentioned at some point, but we should have definitely picked that
that
verse.
was one of the verses that I was just like, that are left that I was like, we should probably pick these at some point, or like people are gonna get mad if we don't pick them.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you did it.
I mean, so far both of us, and I don't know, I wasn't intentionally trying to, but I might now. We've picked um like all six of our picks like individually on our team. We picked a different person for each one. So
Yeah, that's good so far. It might not stay true.
go ahead. Or we're just doing a back and forth, right? We're not doing a snake if it's only two people. Or
I mean, it makes no difference to me.
you could go.
We could just okay.
You could go.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go $10 for Pusha T Runaway.
I had that on mine, but um, I'll give you that one for 10.
Man, what are you about to pick?
I just want to get as many mentioned as possible, man. I want y'all to be aware that Kanye's a dope artist. Maybe not a dope person, but definitely a dope artist.
Dude, Runaway was just like, and like when it debuted at the fucking VMAs,
Uh-huh.
which there's another verse, I don't know if it'll come up later, where Pusha T references the VMAs. But this one was like almost like, and maybe, man, correct me if I'm wrong, my timelines might be off, but like I felt like this was like kind of a reintroduction to Pusha T. Just because like Clips hadn't been making music for a while.
Yeah.
And he kind of reemerged. I mean, he was doing solo mixtapes, but like he reemerged on like in this era of good music,
Mm-hmm.
and on Dark Fantasy, like Pusha T reemerged as like people are like, dude, he could do this solo thing for real, right? Like,
Yeah.
people were like begging for like a Pusha T solo album after all these tracks, which is why he's come up multiple times so far. But that verse, I will say that I think in my mind, like the memory of it is enhanced by, or like the impact of it is enhanced to me by like the VMA performance, just because that was so memorable.
Yeah, when Kanye came out in that all red and then he started hitting him with that beat.
Yeah, but again, it's just another example of like Push not wasting any bars. This is something I don't think I've talked about on the pod yet, but I was actually going to ask you. Do you know how Pac said that Thug Life tatted on my chest?
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't on his chest.
Yeah.
Like he said it just to rhyme.
Right. And it didn't make sense.
Like that's his abdomen.
Yeah.
like like that's what I'm talking about when I say like people waste lines.
Or they just say
It's like,
something like that doesn't. They just
yeah,
say it so because
the
it fits, like because it rhymes.
well, like the line before that was like something like I didn't get to rest or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you could have said something that rhymed with abdomen. Like
Or abs or something like. So I'm not mad at that. That's your second one for 10. Um. All right. So my pick. I gotta trying to figure out a way to pick like just a different person. To be honest, I'm really gonna try to do this.
there's one that's up there that I think you should pick from a
Uh,
different person that we haven't even mentioned.
from a different album that we haven't mentioned.
No.
I mean, we mentioned pretty much all of them. I think I know. I only got two more picks, huh? Mm, I haven't even picked a Jay-Z one. I don't think I am though. All right, I'm gonna go with late registration again. I'm gonna go with Nas on We Major. Come on, homie, We Major. Um, I mean, like I say about every late registration song, like it's just like it's almost a compilation of like underrated Kanye songs.
You say how much for this?
I'll do 10. That's fine. I mean, we're pretty much gonna get what we want. I think on this one.
I think so. Yeah.
I mean that song had Nas and Relito.
Shout out really though.
I mean it was a dope song. Another one that not a lot of people like talk about. I think it's just this album that people don't talk about, but the one I had one written down here where he said, I heard the beat and I don't know what to write. First line, should it be about the hose or the ice? 4 stars or Black Christ? Both flows would be nice. I mean, it's dope. Anything with Christ, man. I'm religious, so um, shout out to Christ, man, and shout out to Nas too. Super dope rapper. Damn, Kanye had everybody on, like so many different people. You don't like that verse, or
It was in my tier 2.
okay? Yeah.
I mean, I'm all right. I mean, if it's my turn now, like I'm in between two. There's another one that people argue is like one of the greatest of all time, and I acknowledge that it's a dope verse, but I don't think I'm gonna take it because there's another verse that like is just more important to me, like a verse I've quoted much more than the other one. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Again, for this like podcast, like we are picking the things that it's a mix of like both what we think is the best and what we think are our favorites, right? It's like we are both hoping that everyone agrees that what we like is dope, right? Like,
Yeah. If you don't like our list, we don't take any offense to it, and we don't really care because we pick stuff that we like.
and like we'll clown on each other, right? Like obviously I clowned on this fool for taking JIV,
JIV's fine.
and um, but like, yeah, like at the end of the day, like it is your opinion. So I just want to say that before I pick this next one and leave this other one on the board. But I'm gonna go and pick Lloyd Banks on Christian Dior Denim Flow.
I'm glad. Okay, so I'm gonna just say this before you get into your thing. I had I had a lot of verses listed on that, and no one picked anything from that, and I don't know why. But I'm glad. I'm glad that someone picked something from that song because that song definitely deserved to get a mention, and there was a lot of good verses on that song as well. So go ahead.
Yeah, no, like I don't think there's a bad one. Even we'll circle back to this actually.
You don't want to say
Well,
it?
because we'll talk about it when we go into the other verses that
Right.
we would have picked. But to me, like Lloyd Banks, who, I mean, you probably know this about me too, is like I loved like G-Unit as a kid too.
Yeah.
And Lloyd Banks was like the Murphy Lee, like he is to G-Unit as Murphy Lee was to the Saint Lunatics, where
Mhm.
like they weren't the number one, like they weren't the face of the group, but to me they were the best rappers in their groups, and like we didn't give them the enough praise while they were like at their peak, right? And then they end up
They just
like
fall off
looking
and
washed.
then
Yeah, exactly. Like if Murphy Lee had the same kind of support that we all gave to Nelly, like I mean, at least Murphy Lee got, and Lloyd Banks actually, they both got like a couple like charting hits.
on fire.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm So Fly charted, but that was a dope
Maybe.
one too.
Yeah.
And like Murphy Lee with What the Hook Gonna Be. Um,
Yeah.
and Shaky Tail Feather was technically his.
It was on his album, yeah. I think.
But yeah, to me, like I don't know, Lloyd Banks has always been very underrated, and this verse itself, um, dude, I don't know. This shit was. It's hard to pick a favorite. I'll probably pick my sounds full grown reminds me of my favorite Chronic. Ball like a supersonic, make the haters vomit. Make some money before you make a comment. I meant to snap a while ago, but who knows where the time went? Like,
Yeah. I had the one that I had written for Lloyd Banks was handcraft material, champagne for cereal, shorty stole my heart, criminal my lucky charm.
fly clothes and Lear shows, take the stuff we on. Stuff on my bottoms in the bong, and I'm puffing strong, dude. Like that shit had me so hyped because,
Because Lloyd
you
Banks
know,
is back.
in 2010, you weren't expecting like, you know what I'm saying? You weren't expecting Lloyd Banks to like fire off like that,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like again, like if somebody dropped a verse with Murphy Lee in 2020, like right now, I would probably have
assume it's
very
white?
low. Yes,
Okay.
yeah. Like that's my thing. Is like because if I don't know that they're putting out records, I don't know if like they're like getting better or like you know what I'm saying. Like you can become whack at rapping. It's totally possible. Like Jay-Z was whack to me for a few years, and then kind of brought it back. But yeah, I don't know. Lloyd Banks just came like he came correct on there. He came through with like the flow was just tight. And yeah, the bars were just memorable to me. Like I still, out of all the Good Friday songs, I think Lloyd Banks' verse, um, like it's not my favorite out of all the Good Friday guest verses, but like it's the one that if I had to quote like off the top of my head, I could probably do that one the quickest.
Yeah. No, I agree. There was probably people that were so young when G was out that when this song came out, they might not have even knew who Lloyd Banks was. To be
They
honest,
they thought
they
it
thought it
was
was
Lloyd the
Lloyd.
singer.
They probably thought Lloyd's last name was Banks. I mean, like I said, Christian Dior Denim Flow definitely deserved to get a mention because there was just all the verses were pretty. That song is like 7.5 minutes long or something, but it's super dope. Um, and it had another guy that a lot of people don't know. Um,
I don't know
uh,
about the Diamond Girls.
I'll give that one a shout out later, but I'm definitely not mad at Lloyd Banks. Um,
Yeah.
I might have picked it if you didn't pick it. So
And without Lloyd Banks, there is no Good Life by Kanye West.
I thought you was gonna say that there is no 50 Cent. I was like, no, that's not true.
No, because Kanye said what 50 told him to do, but then 50, but
Switch
what
your
50
style
told
up.
Kanye, yeah, but 50, that's what Banks told 50 to do.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel that way though about,
like
and
he was
I
the
don't know.
most talented.
Yeah, but like also what you said about like there was people didn't appreciate it because people just didn't know who Lloyd Banks was. So I'll let you go finish your team, and I'll just put $80. I'll just put the rest of my money on you. You weren't gonna take it or try to outbid me, but I'll just put $80 because that verse is super dope.
It's a good one. The last one, I'm gonna pick a verse from, and I mean, there's a million of them. You don't really like this guy either, but I'm gonna pick from a song that it's just memorable to me. A lot of these are more sentimental than anything, so I'm gonna pick Big Sean's verse on Good Friday. On the Good Friday series when he said, I guess that's why in school migrates from A's to B's to C's all over double D's. I'll be absent whole week. Um he just had so many like he was more like doing like punchlines and stuff, but it was just so funny to me at the time. That's that girl you gave a wedding ring, me and my nutted on her everything. Like, dude, this dude's crazy. And his career kind of didn't go the way I hoped. I did buy his first album and I thought it was dope. And then after that, I was kind of cooled on Big Sean. But I mean,
I'm the exact opposite.
really?
Like I didn't really like him at first.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me it was just like, I don't know. It was
Was it his
not
voice?
not as corny as Sci High,
Uh-huh.
but it was just like I knew he had potential. But there's two things that bugged me. Is like he would say some silly punchlines, and also he was just like, and he still does this. He's like offbeat sometimes.
Oh, yeah, you have told me that before.
Like it just like there's not like there's nothing cool about being offbeat to be like just it's fixable, right? Like I don't know, but he's grown into one of my favorite artists actually right now.
Really?
Like I'm actually checking for like whatever he has to say and like whatever he drops. I don't like everything, right? Not everything is like a hit.
Yeah, you give him a shot, though.
But yeah, but I'm checking for what he has to do because I think he's actually been pretty good about making. And we've talked about this before, but like not all good rappers can make good songs, and I think he can actually make pretty good songs, even though he's not always that he doesn't always deliver on the rapping side.
Mm-hmm.
Like he has an ear for making a good hit. So
Yeah, I think I had another Big Sean one that we'll go over it later, but
dude, okay.
I mean, I'm happy with my list. You obviously, I think this is gonna every episode. I'm just gonna think mine's better. You're gonna think yours is better. So it doesn't really make a difference. And
it's not always true. There have been episodes where I've thought that.
Oh no. Yeah, 1995 Billboard. You definitely got me. Yeah, but I mean, I did get someone different for every song. You want to recap real quick, and then we'll go into our other lists.
Yeah. So I had "Touch the Sky" by Lupe, "Ultralight Beam" by Chance, "Never Let Me Down," the second verse at the end of the song by Hove. That's Jay-Z for all you numbskulls.
Oh, they know. If they don't know, then stop listening.
"So Appalled" by Pusha T. Cameron's verse on "Gone," Twista on "Slow Jams," Pusha T on "Runaway," and then Lloyd Banks on Christian Dior "Denim Flow."
All right, so I had Paul Wall "Drive Slow," J.I.V. "Never Let Me Down," Pusha T on "Good Friday," GLC "Spaceship," Sahai the Prince on "So Appalled," Nicki Minaj "Monster," Nas "We Major," and Big Sean "Good Friday."
So the only one I didn't get in my tier 1 was "Monster," Nicki Minaj. And then the Lloyd Banks verse was in my tier 2.
That was the one that replaced it. Okay.
And then so my tier 2 though No More Parties in L.A. Kendrick.
Oh, that's a good one. I actually forgot about that one.
I will say like I didn't look at anything after Life of Pablo because like I just don't know it.
Yeah,
Right.
you got to be true to
Like
yourself.
and here's the one. Yeah, that is going to be very big for this next one, which is Devil in a New Dress, Rick Ross. This is the verse I was saying that like everyone like puts this one on a pedestal and says like basically if you don't think that's the greatest verse on dark fantasy, like they think you're an idiot.
People really think that that verse is that fire. Like it's fire, but like the best verse. I didn't even know
Yeah.
that people really thought that. I thought the Nicki Minaj one, but I didn't think the Rick Ross one.
I might be on Reddit and like just like Twitter a little more than you, but like
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, that's definitely the opinion is like Monster and Rick
And
Ross. But the thing is like that
it's a
Rick
dope
Ross
song,
verse,
but-
dude, it is a very dope song and it is a very dope verse. But like I'm not always in the mood to listen to that one.
Right.
Right? Like I can't even quote off the top of my head. And like I don't think that means that it's not good. It is very good. It's just not my favorite one off that album. Or as you can tell, it's like not even really in my top 8.
Yeah. And that's okay. It doesn't have to be. And I would say for the listeners, like just if you like it, listen to it. Don't worry about what other people think about it.
All right, I had Raekwon on Gorgeous. He came in
that was going to be
end,
my last one, but
and he was also not on the leaked version I had when it first came out. I will say that.
That's a good one.
Shout out to the leakers on the internet.
It's a fire song. Gorgeous is a really good song.
Yes, really good song. And if we were doing features, that Kid Cudi feature,
yes,
it might be number 1 overall.
Yes.
But yeah, Raekwon's verse at the end, man, I don't know. It was fire, but
I had that on.
I won't say too much about it.
I'm not mad
I had Pusha T, Looking for Trouble.
Okay.
And J. Cole on Looking for Trouble.
You didn't have Big Sean?
Nope.
I had Big Sean on my. I had them all.
I did not have Sci-Hi. And this is the one I was talking about. This is actually my Do Not Draft, but we were talking about Bubble Boy, and that's what he says it on the song. I'm Jake Gyllenhaal. I'm in the hood with the bubble.
Oh yeah.
Sci.
I think we might have talked about that before, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I had Talib Kweli, Get 'Em High. You know Talib, lyrics stick to your rib.
That's my favorite CD.
Who I found out that was Kanye's girlfriend sang that on the song at the time.
Like oh really?
Yeah.
Actually, didn't know that.
2 Words, Mos Def's verse.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Diamonds remix, which is apparently the official album version. Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Pusha T, Christian Dior Denim Flow, Ryan Leslie, Christian Dior Denim Flow, and that Pusha T verse is the one where I said he was referencing the the VMAs.
Oh yeah, you said there was another one, yeah.
What else? I had Consequence on Spaceship.
Okay.
And then Jay-Z's verse 1 on Never Let Me Down.
So you would have been happy with either one.
Yep, but verse 2 was in my like that was like up there as one of my favorites ever.
Yep. And that's all you had?
Yep.
So I had pretty much all the ones you had said. All right. You didn't say Kid Cudi on Christian Dior Denim Flow? Or
Yeah, I'm realizing I didn't, but for sure.
So I had that one. I had Consequence also from Gone. I had did you say Jay-Z on So Appalled?
Nope.
I had him on that because he said, I went from favorite to most hated, but would you rather be underpaid or overrated? Thought that was super dope. Big Sean on See Me Now. It was a bonus track, but it was on the Good Fridays. That's just the one with Beyonce on it. Thought that one was super dope. And then the last one I had, which wasn't that dope, but I'll give a shout out to it anyways. Ludacris on Breathe In, Breathe Out.
Didn't he just do the hook?
He didn't have a verse on that one?
I don't think he had a verse. I think I had looked it up. That's why I'd like make sure and see if there was any verses I was missing.
So, then not that one if you didn't. I thought he did. But
Anyways, that's a dope song though, and another one that people probably don't know about.
yeah, I mean, go back and listen to his songs, man. Oh, maybe he did just do the chorus. Huh. It's a dope song.
All right, my do not draft. Yeah, this episode's running long, so let's get through these.
Yep.
Comment on Get 'Em High. That motherfucker said, real rap is hard to find like a remote control or some shit.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, and that sucks because I love Common. I'm a big Common fan. But yeah, terrible. Then I had Sci High on So Appalled.
Crazy.
Barry Bonds by Lil Wayne and See You in My Nightmares by Lil Wayne.
I had everything by Lil Wayne as well. What the hell's wrong with that fool, man?
I'm a big Lil Wayne fan too.
Yeah.
But
not
those
on
verses were terrible. Was it you that was talking about like Wayne just he was trying to sabotage Kanye because people
because they were the two biggest during that time when like
remember the MTV rapper of the year or whatever?
Yeah. Around that time they were like pretty much the two biggest names. This was like 2008. Dude, like one of Kanye's best verses was on the Lil Wayne song To Me, Lollipop remix, and then he's out here like thought we were diminished. Like, who was that? What was that shit, man? That shit was terrible. Barry Bonds is the worst song on Graduation.
I'll take it over Drunken Hot Girls.
Drunken Hot Girls, sorry.
Okay. Then I had 2 words Freeway's verse because that dude, and I like Freeway. Okay. But that fool said at the end, maybe it was like 2 words Freeway slightly, and I was like, dude, like, what? What's wrong with him? I don't know.
You might be right on that one. I didn't even consider it, but
like that, there's never been a line. This might be the only time it's ever happened, but like that line literally. And luckily he said at the end because I listened to the other shit he was saying before it. But like that line made the whole thing whack. Like he just ruined the whole verse by saying that.
So it wasn't that bad, and then it just got progressively worse.
Yeah. Well, again, just to like if he was trying to make a pun about like he said it's 2 words, but he said 3 things. And then I had Never Let Me Down, Jay Ivy, because you're an actual clown for picking that one.
That was fire. You forgot one. Young Jeezy.
That wasn't on my do not draft. It was just not under consideration.
You weren't gonna draft it?
Shout out Jeezy in my top 5.
You could just go to the next song once Kanye stops on Amazing. You can
once you hear like the IKEA birds, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
In the garage at IKEA, just hear the birds chirping. Standing at the podium, trying to watch my sodium.
Yeah, no, I wasn't going for that at all. That was pretty much the only one I had, other than Lil Wayne. On those ones, the 2 that you said, because Barry Bonds sucks to me, and See You in My Nightmares doesn't suck, but he was terrible. Like that dude sounds like emphysema. So, but I mean, No Ceilings is like my favorite mixtape of all time. So, take it for what it's worth. I thought he tried to sabotage Kanye.
Man, that might be well, I don't know. We've talked about like doing the worst list. That might not work out, but the worst like guest rap verses of all time, that might be a good one.
Yep. As always, let us know if there's any lists you want to hear, and we'll try to alter it to make it fit our style. But yeah, I got nothing else. You said this episode was running long anyways, so
yeah, I got nothing else. It's been your boy Kendall, aka Hot Take Hove.
It's your boy Alfred the Butler signing off.
All right, peace out, y'all.
Peace.